that's how it starts.
I'm James Murphy. I'm from a band called LCD Soundsystem and DFA in New York, and I sing.
Where are your friends tonight? Where are your friends tonight? Where are your friends tonight?
When I moved to New York, it was '89. I had a 4-track studio, so I would find bands and record them in their practice spaces. I quit being in bands about '96, '97. And then in '99, I met Tim Goldsworthy, and we became, partners, and started talking about New York and how high our hopes had been for it when we got there, and then it was dull. We started talking about the people that we didn't like that were successful, and it kind of dawned on both of us that we were part of the problem by just being these grumpy music nerds that complained a lot about stuff and didn't do anything, didn't actually go out and try to address it. So we decided, well, we would just take a shot at trying to make the party that we'd rather have rather than complain about the party we didn't like, try and make the records we'd rather have rather than complain about the records we didn't like. And if you didn't, we kind of were leaving the world to people that we thought were crap. LCD started originally in the '90s with the drummer from the band, Pat, playing drums, and I played bass. It was just a 2-piece of bass and drums. And then Pat moved away to Florida. I started making tracks on my own, alone. Decided to make an album and, get somewhat legitimate. Decided eventually to put it out and had to use a name, so just stuck with LCD Soundsystem.
Sound of silver, talk to me, makes you want to feel like a teenager.
Sound Silver's recorded about half of it in a farm studio in Massachusetts called Longview. The other half was done at DFA, my studio in New York. Some days it would just be me lying on the couch with a jacket over my head. Other days just super productive. I'd have a list of things I need to do and just go through them as if I'm a plumber. It all goes by in a blur. I know we had really good, I bought another espresso maker for the farm so we could have really good coffee every day. I just wanted to make a companion to the first record. I wanted the album to be more silvery, like Chrome or Silver Apples, but also silver's funny to me because it's the second record, so second place. And I like the quest for second place, rather than gold. The videos are so expensive. I don't think people realize how crazy. It cost me more to make a low-budget video than it cost me to make my entire album. North American Scum Video is a video in space. It's a sad video in space.
We are North Americans, and for those of you who still think we're from England, we're not, no.
We rented a huge loft above this place called Studio B in Brooklyn for a month, and I bought a camera instead of supposed to renting one. You can shoot for a month if you don't rent stuff. You can shoot for a month if you bake all your sets out of tinfoil. I spent almost all the money on art department crew just to build sets, build moon sets and build flying harnesses and stuff like that. We just wanted to have a space battle, man. Don't you ever want to have a space battle? Musical snobbery and elitism is a tough one because, on the one hand, those are often champions of new and interesting things. But on the other hand, it's kind of like crabs in a barrel. Nothing ever really expands outside of that world because you don't have to put a lid on crabs, you put them in a bucket, because they'll just always, if one tries to climb out, other ones will just pinch and hold on. And music snobs are kind of the same. They'll never really expand out and abandon their scene because there's always a bunch of other crabs sitting there with their claws on their feet. I'm not really excited about music snobs. I guess I'm a music snob to a certain degree, but I'm not that excited about me. There's a lot of things I want to do that I can't do on tour, and I find it a little frustrating. I'm old, I want to go home. And I'm not one of those musicians you meet all those bands who are touring for 20 years, and I just get the sense they wouldn't know what to do with themselves if they went home. I know exactly what to do with myself. I want to clean out the fridge. I want to find an online source for efficient light bulbs at a reasonable price. I want to do really mundane crap. That's the kind of stuff that's on my list of things to do, you know what I mean? Make a tub that I can get my knees wet in. I haven't had wet knees in New York City in 20 years,